should be going.
All right. Welcome back to another session of Oathbound Roads, everyone. The Unbowed have resumed their journey after taking a few days to rest from the perilous journey into the depths of Foregone. With time to reflect, recover, and bond a little over some discovered mutual interests and revelations of impending, possibly universal peril. The gang has finally resumed their trek on the Rambler, which they now have learned contains several very important enchantments. They've resumed their trek westward. Their eventual goal of Golmada and Hildegard's contacting of her patron, but a few other things potentially on the way. At the moment, they are close to a stone bearing a very distinct locational resemblance to a location that they learned about before in Alpench, relating to the thrice accursed king. But before they could arrive there, their trek was interrupted by Vask going a little rogue, experimenting, and creating a fellspawn. Little baby one that is now bound to the gym in his glove somehow. What will happen from that? What will happen when they reach that stone and potentially everything beyond it? Who knows? I sure don't. I'm just kidding, I do. Anyway, it is time to resume our journey. All right. So.
I do believe we got we're resuming the trek after the
incident.
Birth of the child.
Yep.
And we are heading toward the clearing with the mysterious lady.
That you are. All right, so the trek, assuming you guys weren't going to do anything else in the area.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, moving along with one rather bizarre new addition. See the weather I had. Ah, yes. It was just overcast today. So, the area around you is still largely open. Just a little land bridge between the large fjord you'd been staying at. If you look closely, you can still see the area off in the distance that you guys made camp in. Became a rather familiar sight over the last few days. And you can see up on the other side of it, the elevation beginning to increase. Moving closer and closer to some more cliffside, mountainous almost terrain. With some scraggly trees in much greater abundance. So, as you approach, what would you like to do?
Guess we just roll on through.
Okay.
Hildegard's kept an eye on her, so unless she's moved, which we know about, she should still be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is everybody else's idea. Bar's just like, you're the ones that want to socialize.
Yeah, the Chromos didn't have any. The yeah,
You're willfully
Gross,
talking to
well, you guys-
people? Gross.
oh, you guys think we should go there? All right.
All right. Well, I can say during the bout of confusion and all of that, with the miracle of life, you did see that woman at some point traipse off into the nearby tree cover and did not return after a while. Still hasn't returned, really.
Oh,
Is her camp and everything still there?
The little fire pit that she had erected near the stone is there, yes.
Hmm.
Take her belongings with her.
There weren't really much in the way of belongings there.
True.
So probably have missed her, but you know.
Either way, I'll consult the stone.
what is the
Shed
point
some
of
light
this?
on the situation.
What is the point of this stone?
It's a waystone. We first learned that the thrice accursed king was active in the area when I shed some light on it.
If I remember correctly, the lady implied that she was making the markings, or at least something.
Which is why I want to talk with her. If she's the one who's been placing these curse marks, then she knows something about the king.
So we want to find her then.
Yes, ideally.
So we're in the clearing, correct? Sorry.
Approaching it. At the moment, you guys are just kind of winding up the ascending pathways and roads. So there's a decent bit of elevation. The trees are rapidly approaching. You should be there pretty quickly.
Okay. Well, considering Log saw her stalk away, and she's in the trees somewhere if she hasn't moved on, I would like to do a perception check to see if there's anyone watching us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's see if there aren't a ton of nat 20s like there were last time. All right.
Yeah.
25.
25 is a good roll to work off of here. All right. Best you can tell, investigating surroundings. The air's still pretty open all around. A lot of visibility of the surrounding area. You are not aware of any prying eyes or any humanoid figures or monstrous ones.
Okay, but
You
she's just
appear
gonna,
to be in a pretty isolated location.
she's just gonna keep on watch then as we move in closer.
Absolutely.
Once we get there, assuming nothing explodes, which direction did this woman go in, Hildegard?
Did she just kind of go into a random direction? Did she go towards the road?
Last you saw was just walking into the clearing, kind of just past the stone, further in, kind of heading north. And surprisingly vanished from view not long after that.
She moved northwards and seemed to sort of fade into the forest.
If she is indeed Sarkozy, then she knows these lands better than we.
And if she is of the sort of forest strider or ranger vocation, it may be nigh impossible to find her.
I
Oh, well, you investigate the stone. I will take a look.
traipse off not too far. We still don't know where the king's forces gather.
If I run into the king's
That sounds
forces, that
scary.
just means we know where they are.
Just some bitch ass crows.
All right.
The Krobos is gonna head off in the direction she went.
The Krobos.
The Krobos.
Crow.
All right.
Oh, you guys know that their hatch name was Crow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you had black scales,
Dang it. Yeah.
and you're
Right.
much too clever for your own good.
And you like shiny objects.
Yeah?
You are just a crow.
Oh my God!
Somewhere
not
there's
Shatters
Sure
their
not-
poor brain.
somewhere
you're not
there's a
just-
dragonborn named Big Magpie or Magpie.
You sure you're not just like a Kenku who faked it so hard they look like a Dragonborn now?
Yeah, maybe
Big
when
of
you
no
sprout
faces.
wings, that they have feathers.
Oh wait, that's why they have to be a dragonborn, because dragonborns have snouts, and masking many faces, you can't change.
Oh my God, guys!
Har har har.
Fascinating. I thought the 3 kobolds reveal was going to be too much, but man,
3 kobolds and a mech.
Yeah.
and all form the head.
We are 3 black kobolds.
Oh my god. One of them's very obviously white. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Oh, good lord.
Come here.
All right. So,
Come here.
you eventually, it is impossible to miss. You've seen it from above several times, and you can see, funny enough, Hildegard, you're seeing Laug's vision of you guys approaching.
Mm-hmm.
This clearing is sizable. The grass near around it is surprisingly healthy. Very green, some shrubbery trees. The trees are there's mostly beech trees all around it. And autumn is approaching, and they are very rapidly beginning to take on a golden glow to them as the leaves are turning. And sure enough, in the clearing at the edge of the trees is a very large, moss-covered stone standing upright. And in its shadow, a smoldering fire pit. The faintest little signs that someone has been here.
All right. Someone go with the Krobos.
I'm fine.
Going off
Oh,
alone
no.
is always dangerous.
I would like some time to breathe, Farm.
Poor time to do it.
Maybe not in the forest.
They turn and start walking.
You notice that Midge has gotten very, very quiet and is looking at the stone very intently. Huh,
What's the matter?
this is an elder stone. Midge is going to walk and physically grab Krobos by the shoulder, eyes fixed on it, and pull you back, even if you resist a little bit.
Well, with that, no, they'll let her pull her back.
And to just imagine her yanking the Krobos back and she's digging trenches into the ground by just the weight of
Just
the armor.
Sound of metal scraping on rock.
Sound effect.
Oh boy.
What?
Huh. Just take care is all. Shed no blood here. Above all else, do not mark that stone.
Raises a
Mark it.
scaly eyebrow.
That, I can't blame any of you for knowing, or honestly, any of your Sarkozy folk. I don't even know if that woman you're talking about knows this. She walks over to it and starts brushing aside some of the moss with a very strong sense of reverence to her. Oh, yep, there it is. Pushing some aside, there is a very large, very intricate rune mark covering much of it.
Is the sun still open?
Yes, the sun is still open.
Okay.
It looks like it's starting to get a little drowsy, though. Getting bored with
Okay.
everything else going around, starting to daydream.
I just wasn't sure if I needed
Does it
to
flip the
produce
daydream?
light.
Garm will walk on over.
We found another of these waystones further south. Rainfall had uprooted it from its place. We set it back. We noticed there was a sort of mass grave underneath the stone's original place.
That's not something that was meant to be there. I can't blame any of you for not knowing this, but these stones, they're more than... They're graves in a sense, but not a beneath. If you were to break this stone open, you'd find the body of one of our elders.
Oh.
Oh, you entombed them in the stone itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too strange.
No, I suppose it wouldn't be for your kind, though. It's not something that's commonly shared. Sarkozy camping around here, this means... Don't wander away from sight here if you can help it. Stay where someone can see you. I'm sorry, I know you want a moment, but a dead elder, especially if humans have given everything,
Yeah.
place may not be friendly to the lot of you. Not terribly.
I'm not.
No, but you're traveling with them. Depends on who it is. May not be terribly friendly towards me either.
Hey,
My-
Vera,
Yeah.
you seeing anything special with your supervision?
Do you want me to turn that shit on? Which one do you want me to turn on?
That was the thing. I know you have options. I just couldn't remember which option would be the one to use.
Got dark vision. I can look into the ethereal plane. I can read any language, and I can see invisibility. But the invisibility is only 60 feet in front of me, or 10 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the ethereal would probably be the one.
Okay,
Other
that's
people
always
agree?
led to great things happening. So let's turn the ethereal sight on.
Well, that's why Vask is like, up to you. I know that has, sometimes things don't like being
Alright,
looked
you
at.
activate your ethereal sight.
Yeah, I'll do the ethereal.
Alright. The stone has a faint glow to it, especially that rune that Midge uncovered, which is glowing very brightly, and there's just a faint, kind of sort of aura coming off of the surrounding trees, but it's not... there's no jump scares. You don't see any little white rabbits.
Well, the trees are weird. The stone is definitely weird. And the weirdest thing is the ruin that Midge pointed out.
That is the story of the elder that was interred here. The rune of memory. Only master artisans work on them. It takes an entire season to do it.
Rune of memory, does it play back something if you activate it or touch it?
The last
The
one
elders can
responded.
consult it if need be, if you need the wisdom of someone from the past. Well, that one, as much as I hate to say, was likely defiled beyond use. You said it had markings from the Sarkozy on it.
Aye, which were revealed by starlight.
It doesn't surprise me that your kind would be drawn to this. There's a lot of power in these old things.
I'm not defending them, but there's a good chance they didn't know what these stones were or who's inside them.
No, they wouldn't. They didn't really bother to ask about anything when we were fighting each other here. I don't really talk about it much, but when I was alive, all our tales about this place was that it was just an endless green forest by the coast. Or it became, well, this bog.
Aye. believe you said something about the cutting down of trees to make homes, allowed the ocean to come in.
It hastened it, yeah.
And
Of course,
don't
we
forget
didn't
the
help
last
matters
one.
because my kindred chose to fight the lot of you instead of warn you about the potential dangers. Still, I suppose there must have been a moot here once.
Old power.
Power of the Earth Mother itself, if you let it in.
Could it be that the king's trying to tap into that? He's been knocking off other tribes, other waystones.
I really don't know. I can try and find out. I'm not great at reading runes, but
Is it safe for you?
the odds of that are better for me than anyone else here. I
What
fully
does it
admit
entail?
just time. I've just been studying it. Every little intricate line within a line of that rune means something. Every wrinkle, every deviation.
Sounds like the mother's tongue.
It is
Time
our
we
mother's
might
tongue
not-
in a sense.
Time we might not have.
Well,
We are waiting here for your mystery woman, so...
If she will come back this way at all.
I shall find out.
Go with someone.
They turn and start walking.
I'm not going into the glowing trees. Don't look at me.
The rest of you remain here. I'll accompany Necrobos. I might be able to track her.
The last time we went into glowing anything, we ended up losing 3 months. So,
That's why you're staying here.
Well, if we hear
Fine,
screaming
we'll
over
just
the lake, we'll know they're lost forever.
Alright, Necrobos.
They already started walking.
Yeah, he'll jog to catch up.
There you go.
Stay safe.
They let out a puff of smoke from their nostrils.
Hildegard waves as they leave.
don't touch anything.
Then repeat it in their heads. Did you hear Varus said not to touch anything?
That's me saying it.
All right.
You find a shiny red button. Do not push it without the whole group there.
You find a weird stone. Don't touch it. Oh wait.
The Necrobos parable.
No, touch
What?
the vest.
Watching the smoke blow out of your nose, though, does
Oh,
give
yeah.
him an idea.
She may have hidden herself from sight, but let's see if she's hidden herself by smell.
Well,
22. Okay. You do pick up a scent, yes. There is a decent amount of wind blowing, so it's hard to get a good grasp of a direction, but you do eventually pick out little signs here and there, little traces of boot prints. From what you could tell looking at them, this person was pretty sizable, pretty heavy. The boots go down surprisingly deep into the soil here.
does it look like Midge? How you know?
Not the size of Midge's feet, but closer than you'd think.
Yeah, like does it look like it could be someone bigger, looking smaller?
You don't get the vibe of that.
Okay.
She's too big.
She's beef.
As I understand it, in those where the old blood runs true, size and strength were common traits. As I understand
Yes,
it,
there
that's
is.
what the Svarta craved.
Esparta?
The old slave masters of man across the frozen sea. Cruel and pitiless masters, or so the story goes.
Were they the ones who created the changelings?
Among other things, that's
Nothing but
something
trouble has
that's
brought
been on
these
my
lands.
mind, as a matter of fact.
What?
We've had run-ins with the North Wind. We've told you this before, yes?
Yes, changelings working for the Reich, despite dying to do so?
I don't yet grasp how exactly they're going about it, but from bits and pieces we've picked up along the way, it seems it's less so that they're working for the Reich and believe that they're working alongside them.
They, you see, when they make a face, like a oh no kind of face.
What gets me is that, well, of course, there's the natural question. Why would changelings want to work with a hate mob trying to eradicate them?
I saw
And
back in Alphen, changelings die.
yes, it may
Why
not
work
necessarily.
for somebody who kills you?
That is the question. Though I cannot remember now, but we either heard it from the mouth of a Northwind assassin or somewhere else, that they have some kind of motto, some kind of the North Wind points home, I believe it was. And mentioning the Svarta, I can't help but speculate that, well, the only way humanity was able to escape from the Svarta was with divine intervention, with the light of a god. Perhaps these North Wind believe that with the light of another god they can go back home and finally put behind all the conflict with humanity.
Perhaps.
And that any that the ends justify any means.
But it makes no sense, even with that Garm. They're dying. One cannot reach a goal if they're not alive to see it.
We have seen the Reich accomplish miracles, bringing the dead back to life.
Have I ever heard of this?
You've heard that the judges can do that, but the actual news of them like resurrecting other people would be news to you.
Okay. What?
You know how Cabral can return from certain death.
Yes.
Back in Hallow Hall, we bore witness to I believe it was 2 judges. They also resurrected a mob. Soldiers of theirs slain in the line of duty.
How?
Anything is possible when you have enough power.
But
The
they revive
Midrog
something.
these days rarely give out that much energy. But Ionar's a new deity. is not bound by the pacts the Midrog have made.
No. But how can one be revived with no body left? Changelings don't leave behind corpses. They melt or turn to ash.
I cannot pretend to know all the details. It's just speculation. There's
Yes.
too much we do not yet know. This way.
All right. The trail proceeds northward ever still, the wind continuing to blow. As you go further, you begin to realize that the sun is beginning to close, and it's moving pretty quickly. With no real sign. They appear to have just continued heading north, and from your memory of the maps, north goes up a pretty good ways.
Yeah, he'll stop in his tracks.
If we go much further from here, we risk getting separated.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
They are actually born in tubes, so the original ones were anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
All right.
This is about as close to privacy as you're going to get, so you might as well speak your mind.
It's nothing. Well, it's everything, but speaking of the North Wind dying for a cause, and I was struck with the realization. Am I any different?
They are all individuals. You are an individual. You have a cause to die for.
No, you misunderstand. They throw their lives away for people who do not care for them. Potentially with no gain for themselves or their kin. Is that not what my people do?
Selflessly sacrificing oneself, and depending on one's lens, makes you a hero. Other times, it just makes you fodder. Do you feel valued by your people?
More than most. But is it real? Or is it because I am useful?
It's a good question, Necrobos. I understand what it means to have your worldview shaken. To have that firm hierarchy rattled. When you start questioning whether or not you actually do have inherent worth.
I suppose you would understand.
Perhaps better than you might think, yes. Though, lately I have come of the thought that sometimes those who have loved us the longest do not love us in the way that we need.
But what if the one who loved you longest didn't love you at all?
It's a question that's been on my mind since I could formulate that thought.
Feels heretical to even have these thoughts.
Believe me, the same kind of beast that our doctrine demands that we hunt down. Yeah, I know how it feels.
I don't doubt that, Garm.
What's your step?
All right. Oh, is there anything you guys other guys are doing down at the camp while they're off and potentially getting close to returning? It is definitely on the very edge of becoming dark now. The sun is just a thin line in the sky.
I guess we'll set up the wagon and pull out all of the stuff for camping.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice used fire pit right here, ready to go.
That there is.
Can I try see if there's anything? Actually, I'd ask Midge if it was okay if I could see if there was anything useful growing around that I could pick. Yeah. Also asking if it's a good idea whether or not to.
I'd probably stick with what we've brought with us for now.
Okay.
I don't know this elder's story enough yet to know how they'd feel. There's always a rough sense of awareness to them being interred like this.
Well, I hope they don't mind us, just camping here.
They didn't strike down the other lady. She was here for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
The rune, the memory rune.
Mm-hmm.
Did Midge touch it?
She did technically make contact with it when she brushed the moss off of it. But she's not touching it now. She's just kind of sitting there gazing at it, just studying it as best she can.
Mask is really struggling not to go over and try to activate it.
With your glove, it might eat you.
Well, no, he was going try to see if he could use his other hand. Not everything is based on his glove now. He's not just a glove wearing a person.
Yet.
Sounds like something a glove wearing a person might say to throw off the scent.
I've played
Never-
Glover. I know what you look like.
Has anybody seen Meet the Robinsons and the villain?
Yes, the bowler hat guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No reason.
So does this mean you were also kind of like a pathetic little dude?
What?
The bowler hat guy. I'm just thinking about when he was young. It's like, hey, Goob, you want to hang out? Everybody hated me.
Well, I mean, after, before the whole leaving his village, he was a normal kid. Afterwards, yeah, probably.
You had your sullen face.
Wandering through the streets of Alpinch, brooding until Wick found you and refused to leave you alone until you became friends.
Aww.
Probably burned out his goth angry arc there.
That was one to the critical blow. The next critical blow is the first sip of Grandma's soup.
Also, Vask is, in his 40s, so he's had character growth.
Yeah,
Plenty of it.
Hildegard is still keeping watch to just
Yep.
keep an eye out in case someone tries to
Hey.
sneak up on them or whatever.
Hey, wait a minute. Can't you speak with animals?
Yes.
There's a lot of crows around here.
I was going to ask, how many crows are in this fucking area?
There's a good dozen of them, just kind of all around the clearing, just chattering. Though now that it is getting darker, they are starting to return back to their little homes. But there would have been chances to try and talk with them.
Vask is keeping an eye on them as he's cooking dinner. Like, come on, eye on you.
Hildegard will take like part of her ration. Just like, oh, nah, just take a full ration, fuck it. We have Vask, we don't need ration, sorry. Take one of her rations, she'll like break it up in her hand, and she'll walk over to like the trees and speak with beasts, and try and talk to the crows. It's basically, hey, I have food if one of you will talk to me.
That entirely depends on how engaging a conversation you can provide us.
Oh, like as soon as that hits, she's gonna shoot a glance to Laug, and Laug's just gonna kind of nod and go like, "Mm-hmm. This is what I've been dealing with." Doesn't say. Well, I would like to know about the tall woman who is sleeping here for a couple days. If you can tell me some things, I'll give you. I don't know what the fuck this is. Just look at like travel rations. It's probably some like trail mix or whatever. I'll give you everything in my hand.
Interesting offer. Well, I suppose I could tell you. She is very tall for a human. She talks to herself like all the time, and we're all right here. Started mocking her, all frankness.
Oh, did you get much fun out of that, or was it boring?
No, it doesn't work as well when they clearly can't understand you.
Did you catch any words, or was it just nonsense?
Sometimes she talked as though she was having very in-depth conversations, lots of questioning, as though she were trying to get answers out of some unseen thing. That's silly. There's plenty of things all around here that are actually real, like this tree and me.
You are very right.
Of course.
Well,
Why does this single crow sound higher bred than your actual magical ravens?
because they're gremlins, and he's a fuck.
Now I believe we had a deal.
Yes.
I've answered multiple questions.
Yes, you did. You did a very good job. And she's going to like, is there like a flat part, like a stump or some flat area she could just lay out the?
There's flat stones and the like,
Yeah.
plenty of things to lay down on.
She'll lay the food out and then take like 10 good sized steps back so she's not crowding it. Well, there you go. I'm not going to bother you while you eat.
Hooray! Mealtime, boys! And all of the crows immediately swoop down and just start eating with all the horrid gremlin energy you can imagine. You're hearing lots of ooh, 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 ooh sounds as they're swallowing things.
Oh, yeah, they're a bunch of brain gremlins.
Oh my god.
I'm really tempted to have Soccer pop up out of the fucking bushes behind them and just take out a couple of them.
You see Hildegard's face slowly contort from aw to
Just slight discomfort.
Walks over to Herbert's. It's like, I appreciate you all so much more now.
She's like, no, she can't appreciate them more. It's max appreciation. Anyway.
Just like
Physically
these
impossible.
crows fit the Asteria in me. A manor. A
Basically,
haunted
yes.
house.
Yeah.
The cranium.
She's going to return to the group. Is like, well, I tried talking to the crows. They didn't have a lot of information. They said she was mostly asking questions. I'm starting to wonder, frankly, if she could somehow talk to your elder Midge,
Or was
Maybe.
trying.
or was trying. Yes,
Maybe,
because
but normally
not.
that takes days to convince them to do much of anything, so that might scan. I remember we always, during my first provings, the elders always liked to take us to the elders, see if we could hear them. They never talked. We had a lot of them in Great Moat. They never by themselves like this. Usually they're all arranged in ever-expanding circles.
Well, she's lived in these parts her entire life. That's a lot of years to try.
There could have been more, and they just sank into the swamp.
Or they, I'm sorry to say, been removed.
That is also a possibility.
DM.
Yep.
Pesk has an idea, and he's not sure if it's a good one, but he's going to spend 2 sorcery points to just open his mind up with detect thoughts and see if there's anything rattling around in there like a Kinder egg.
Mm-hmm. You... Let me read up on the exact wording to see how much exactly you'd get out of this.
Oh, what? Wait, detect thoughts. I think it actually specifically says stone might block it.
Well, let me make sure. Yeah, 1 foot of stone, and this is well over 1 foot wide, so best you get the vibe off of is, this Midge is probably right about the nature of it, but your magic isn't penetrating the stone very effectively.
So what we need to do is just drill a hole until we hit the bone, then Vas can sense through the hole.
You know, if it weren't for the fact...
Oh, I was just going to say, and because I can't technically see a body, I can't use telepathic speech.
Nope.
You know, if it weren't for the fact that you, your patron is, you know, the boogeyman of Virvolk culture, I would suggest the necromancer talk to it.
I don't think Speak with Dead can reach.
God,
you know,
no.
that would be...
Yeah, don't do that. Whatever you got, don't do it.
Yeah, Midge might just, like, finger of death you and not realize she had that. Or no, not finger of death.
Midge cast Meteor Swarm.
Moonbeam or something like that.
You just suddenly find yourself in one of the beads.
Yeah, no, that's actually much more likely.
You become...
Find out you were an undead all along, so she could technically tame you.
But I really don't think a Urbolg Elder will really appreciate having the boogeyman's apprentice speak to them using Speak with Dead.
Does specify it does not work with undead if they classify as undead.
Still.
But it doesn't... It just says a corpse within range. Doesn't even say I have to see it,
Don't
really.
piss off the dead!
I'm not going to. I'm just reading to see the viability of it. Oh, man.
I'd say
she's not
that
going to. She's just stating she has the capability of it.
I'd say Garmin Nakrabos would be arriving back in the clearing right around this point.
Hilda looks like it suggested she doesn't like using her necromantic bullshit.
And it's like Bask has no mental manipulation spells. He gave up those a while ago.
Yep. Hey, Vas, can you stand over here for a second?
Looks up from, like, the cooking pot. He's like, why?
Just for a second. I'm almost done.
Oh, do you need light? Is that why?
Yeah.
And he casts light on his lantern and it floats over, like, starts floating by her. It's like, here.
All right, you can do that too. Thank you. I think I'm almost done.
The funny part is, Bask probably is glowing for lighting while he's cooking.
Vast, the seizure king.
Yeah, every time a little bit of fat or anything that pops up into the air when you're frying something hits your skin, you start glowing.
God.
Oh, God, awful.
It's really dark, and it's like, somewhere there's a Lego. Don't worry, I can find it. You'll know when I do.
Here it is.
Ask, you're on Lego duty.
And find out anything, Midge?
Well, just about finished. I think. It lived a long life. Long life. Been here for hours.
Is it somebody you knew?
No. The moots here died out. Be sure the Barrymores killed them all.
Well, perhaps he will be pleased to hear that we killed the Barrymores.
Yeah,
If he can hear us.
Good riddance, too. Asshole.
Pull out the vial, give it a shake a bit, put it away.
She's really salty about
Yeah.
Oh, oh, God. You know, Vask may actually go, hey, Necrobus, do you still have the vial of Barrymore?
Paramore.
Yes.
You know what would be, if we don't find a practical application for Lich Dust? It would make a very interesting for an hourglass. Sand for an hourglass.
That's how
Link.
you make a death clock.
Well, it's okay. I like Death Clock as a band.
Nobody wants to talk about
Probably
magical
make
death
a
clock
rather
with us.
powerful.
Where you just
Probably make
watching
a very-
it. Sorry,
That's okay.
you go.
Or
What were you saying, Necrobus?
Or you could use it to summon undead. To create something to summon undead without telling me what I'm making.
I was just
I
thinking
was
about
just thinking.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. There's a delay with
Yeah.
the.
Okay, one of you has to go first.
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
I'm just. Vask would go. I don't know. It'd probably be too powerful of a necromantic artifact, but it sounds like something that would be. Hourglass filled with. But it's the list of the dust of a slain lich.
Maybe.
I was just gonna make the joke of imagining having such a death clock on your desk, you're just writing notes, and then you notice the sand is rapidly depleting.
God.
Now,
With
be
no
a little
apparent
worried if it
threat.
starts flowing backwards.
Oh.
It's a very fun idea. And by the way, now that it is dark outside, that little gazer has come out of the wagon and started floating around.
Yeah.
And they
That's
are
good.
glowing very brightly, like cuttlefish colored.
Aw.
There's a bizarre little pulsing thump sound to it at times.
It
Oh, no.
sounds like a miniature rave, basically.
Dubstep.
Oh God.
Careful that your beast doesn't attract predators.
No, I'm gonna have to.
blah, blah.
Gonna have to teach it to tamp that down.
Blah. It starts going over towards the big rock.
Oh
Uh-oh.
nope.
Keep
Come
it
back.
away. Last thing
Vask
we
will
need
tell
to
it
do
to
is
come
commit a
back.
faux pas at the last leg of the race.
Yeah. No, I know. Vask is telling it to come back.
All right.
Does it
Roll a
obey?
persuasion check.
Oh God, it's a familiar.
Gazers have
It's a
some
newborn.
special rules about being able to do what they want.
Oh, right. But I am a sorcerer, so
Yes, you are. So, there you
25.
go. All right. It listens to you for this. Oh, it moves forward. You see a tongue just slowly coming out. It wants to lick the rock.
and Vask is like, "Here, lick this instead," and pulls out like a little bowl of the soup or what, the stew for the for the night, sets it down for it.
Floats over, sniffs at it, reaches out its tongue, touches it. It's hot. And it instantly starts yelping and floating around in a very cartoonish manner with a little sort of smoke coming off the tip of its tongue.
Oh my god.
Oh! It hides behind a tree.
Well,
You didn't give it much brains, did you?
well, I didn't exactly give it anything. It was just spontaneously, formed. I gave it an eyeball and blood and a shell. So,
And your blood.
well, yes, that's how I bound it to me, and slod blood.
Not a
That's
single
has a
brain
look
cell.
of like right after he's like, maybe I shouldn't have added that one.
Especially if that thing has a bite.
Well, yes, it does, but Charcoal, get over here.
What?
Charcoal. What's its name?
You called it charcoal?
Charcoal.
Oh,
Or Lou for
charcoal.
short.
Oh,
Interesting.
Carcool. God damn it. It's a snail.
Yep.
Yep.
'Cause it has a snail shell. And it has 4 snail eyes.
You could hear it making kind of exaggerated, wailing, sobbing noises from behind. It feels betrayed over the fact that you fed it hot food that it wasn't ready for.
That
And
is just what it's
just-
like raising a kid.
Yeah, through the lake of it, it goes, if it's too hot, I saw you turn a seagull into a popsicle. Okay, fine. He'll use prestidigitation to make it to cool it down because that's literally an effect it has. You can make food hot or cold.
Yep. He is still hiding behind the tree, very clearly sulking. Which is
Oh,
kind of
boy.
adorable because he's just a little lump, coconut-sized lump, just kind of sitting on the ground. You can see the glow from the other side of the tree, but you can't quite see him.
Corvus goes over to him.
Oh.
Come now.
Oh.
There's food waiting for you. Your creator has cooled it for you. Behave.
Oh no.
Right flat down the middle, okay. The eyes glow for a second.
Oh.
The same way you saw right before it froze a seagull and shattered it.
Ooh, alright. Necromos,
But they wind down after a moment and you hear its belly gurgle like really, really loudly.
Yeah, that's an anything in its life.
It gets up and floats over, but dejectedly.
Necromos will grab it and carry it over once it gets up. Come on.
You grab it like an ice cream cone.
Yeah. Come on.
I mean, that's why I picture it floating as like the spiral pointing down. The eyes are going up.
Oh.
Necromos will sit down and grab one of the bowls of soup.
Yeah, Vask is like, here, Carcol, it should be better now.
Necromos sticks a claw in to show, like, see? It's not hot anymore.
The eyes
Just hearing
glow
your
again.
voice, Necromo,
It shoots a
you bring
beam at the soup and freezes it into a block of ice.
Yeah, you hear in your head, Necromo's like, I'm familiar. What are you doing?
I created I made a big part of the vessel that created it.
Oh no, we're not sharing custody.
He lives in
Aw.
No,
my
that's what
glove.
I'd say that, but
It's pretty funny. That's exactly where I was hoping you guys would go. So it sticks its tongue out yet again, preparing to
Oh,
snatch up
no.
this. It gets stuck to the ice.
God damn
It starts panicking, floating up into the air, flinging it around.
oh wait, shape water, it melts. I don't know if I
Oh.
can shape stew.
Shape stew.
It's mostly water.
Yeah, good enough. It just splots down onto this grass below. Just you hear the stomach gurgle again. Oh,
Okay, maybe
I'm-
not stew for now. Vask will go and find more solid room temperature foods for it.
This might be a good idea.
Good lord. Good. Hildegard shake.
Var is
Hey,
sitting
look,
over there. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
There's a delay.
Go.
You started first. You do it.
No. Mine might take a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. No, fine.
Well, okay. Watching all this go down, Hildegard's shaking her head slowly, just like she literally just says, "Good lord." She's going to open the pack, take out a chunk of like travel stale bread, dip it in the soup to soak it up, and then she's going to set it down on a rock, snap her finger to get its attention, and then point at it.
oh. You hear the stomach gurgle as it looks. The eyes look at you and narrow. Look up at the birds, especially.
No, they want the bread, but she's giving them their own bread, so they're just not attacking that one.
So
Chill back.
Sparkle's sweet.
Just horrible, horrible sounds as this thing just starts eating. This is a 1-year-old eating spaghetti for the first time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just again shakes her head and just, oh my god. Just sit
There's a
back
splash
down.
zone.
It floats over towards your pack.
So going after more bread.
It sticks the tongue out and attempts to flip it open. Floats down and starts trying to bite at the leather, trying to get it to open up.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Oh, open the pack,
Purple.
god damn it.
It just starts tearing into whatever it can reach. It is not gentle.
Oh my
Is
God.
just a look of just like,
Krobos looks at Vask.
how many rations did I just lose?
I'll roll
Well, I
for it
feel
depending
kinda
on how
bad.
hungry he is.
I feel kind of bad.
No, it's fine. I've got 11 of them. We're fine.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's just I try to create a familiar, and it's I picked the one kind that is pure
Has
chaos.
opinions.
Yeah, like I was just imagining Vara and Hildegard just watching with their own familiars, just like amateurs. Like as Vara's sitting there with Sokka, like petting Soccer, like the Dr. Evil and his cat.
Soccer
That
doesn't.
is
Soccer doesn't enjoy being held in laps and petted.
Soccer is just war dancing on her hat.
He's too big to do that right now. But he
Okay.
is he is watching this in the most judging weasel way you could possibly see a weasel
Yeah.
judge somebody.
Yeah,
It's
there's
probably
gonna be
wondering
a
if you could-
sorry.
Vara's just sitting there and going, "Oh, dinner and a show."
just a loud belch as it's finally eaten its fill. Oh, floats over, and then you notice that it's beginning to droop and float lower and lower at an angle. It is, as baby and toddler do, it is falling asleep as it is going.
Vask
Oh my
will
God.
just telekinetic hand, carry it over.
Ah. snores very, very grotesquely.
Does it pull into the shell like a snail?
Yes.
It's good. You don't want a familiar to summon itself from hunger. They will hold that over you for the rest of your life.
Oh, yes.
I haven't done that personally. I knew a wizard who did. He did not have fun at all.
What was the
after
familiar?
that. Just a wince. An owl.
Rookie mistake.
You're right. But
If
not
you
all
did that
familiars
to
are.
us, you would never know peace again.
Assuming I know it now.
Ah,
Yes.
cute. It flutters up into the
Yes, you are.
branches.
Just, yes, you are. Now hush.
All right. So dinner proceeds. Eventually, Midge gets up and paces over, stretching out her back and hearing it pop several times before taking a bowl of soup. Oh, I think I've deciphered what's there. Nothing too crazy.
Anything relevant?
Probably not for the lot of you. Just some of my people's history.
Oh,
They were a
it'd be
healer.
interesting that you.
They were a healer. This grove was their doing. It's their project, part of the calling.
The calling.
Kadrin's call, the life's purpose people ascribe to. Restoring the green and the wild of the world after kind of awkwardly looks over at the sleepy Carcol over there. Having mixed emotions right now.
To be fair, that one's not exactly pure Felspawn.
I
It
suppose
is
not.
tempered by other things.
I suppose not, but still.
And if Vask's hypothesis is correct, eventually Felspawn can reach a sort of symbiosis and not be as destructive.
Depending on who you ask, that's what happened to humans.
And depending on other folk, that might be gods and other divinities.
Wow, I'm really, really glad I'm not taking you all back to Great Mode at any time soon.
No.
I'm surprised you.
What would that be like?
Violent, I imagine.
They're actually not even the most violent mood I've ever heard. The Alder, the South, they're way, way more brutal.
Considering the company we keep, though.
Yeah. Would not be a warm reunion at this point, though. Yeah.
The southern
still miss
Furbolg,
What about?
are they aggressive because they're close to the Reichlands, or is that just their culture?
Bit of both, really. Everything I've ever heard about them. I don't know. Just sighs and starts eating at the soup.
Midge.
Hmm?
Despite everything and the way they've treated you, you still miss it. Correct?
Yeah. Of course I do.
I understand.
Yeah.
You probably should look up towards the forest. What is the point of waiting here until right before we get here? To mock us?
It's probably that she didn't care and she simply got the information she so wanted.
But why walk north?
Also,
There's nothing that way.
That we know of.
she also probably didn't know we were. She also probably didn't know we were that close.
But the timing is still strange, is it not?
I mean, she stayed here for better part of a week, and I don't.
Not,
I found
if not
her here.
longer.
There's no way to tell if she was here for much longer than that.
And yet she leaves as we are getting close.
Sometimes things just happen.
If anything has happened, if I've learned anything since running into you, there is very little coincidence.
Speaking as a cleric, or former cleric, looking for meaning in mere happenstance will drive you to lunacy.
Haha, you were a moon cleric.
I was just about
Yes.
to say, but I was thinking of sip.
Hildegard does like set out a bowl for the birds and a bowl for herself.
One of the
Especially
moons
if
were
She
you
does
under?
crumble up bread.
Mm.
Huh?
It just looks over us. Which one of the moons did you serve under?
Thane.
Ah,
I
Gentle.
was a healer.
Gen- gentle one. Good choice.
As I wanted to be useful, and she seemed very accommodating to me.
Our legends say that the mother moon only gives power to those she chooses. No amount of prayer can convince her. You just have to have what she's looking for.
Apparently, I don't. Unless it's her on the phone.
I was about to say, it's like, is she calling us right now?
I suspect that.
Yes.
I
Sorry, she's
suspect
gonna
less-
continue some.
Sorry.
I apparently don't have whatever that is anymore. Or she's unable to talk to me or sense me. Not that we really spoke.
That is what I suspect. The injury you
She
suffered.
revealed.
Speak, Hildegard.
She revealed herself in a limited way to Garm of all people. No offense, Garm, but Gortog is not necessarily known to be extremely close to the moons. Celestial bodies aside, I mean.
He's not close to anybody. Believe
I
me,
could
it's
not
about
have-
as bizarre to me as it is to you.
I don't profess to understand it.
Does
It's
anyone
kind of
truly
their whole
understand
thing,
the
really.
rules?
That's their whole thing. They just do what they want up there.
You know,
You get their attention, they'll reach out. Depending on
Yeah.
which one it is, rejoice, or pray you live through the night.
sometimes I wonder if the stars fall on the moons.
I can't imagine they would survive that.
I just got
Or
a
the-
mental image of the moon just opens up a mouth and just catches it.
Sticks its tongue out like
Or
a
the-
frog.
Oh god. The moons are Pac-Man and the stars are the dots.
Oh my god. Or the moons are covered in the most horrid plus one you can imagine.
Or the moons are just giant frogs.
I can't imagine the goddesses would allow their moons to be defiled by Fellspawn.
I mean,
Are there impact craters visible on the moons?
Yeah, in fact, there's even glowing lights on them sometimes.
and
Mm,
when Hildegard said that, Vasky's just like, well, I mean, they didn't stop the fell when it happened here.
no, but depending on the various stories, the moons are literally connected to them in a way that this plane is not.
This plane is
You'd-
connected to gods. Some quite
It
physically.
is, but it's different. It would be like fleas crawling over your clothing as opposed to the ground near you.
Garm scratches his chin.
We wouldn't tolerate that, and I can't imagine they'd tolerate it any less.
I don't know what they think. I don't think
We're
they.
assuming a lot about them.
And considering most Fellspawn, once they emerge from, well, stars, they're extremely weak until they manage to build up strength. That is correct,
Yep.
Vask?
I mean, we
Given that-
saw the firsthand with the meteor with the one we
Right.
found.
Given that relative strength, I can't imagine them surviving very long on a moon.
True.
Again, that's assuming they have a problem with it.
They've never really come forward and explained anything.
Indeed.
If anything, given that there's no foliage or anything we can see on the moon, Gortog may simply have an easy time of shooting them.
That's true. Also, although
Looks over to Biter. Well, have you ever hunted on the moons?
oh yeah,
Sorry, but you gotta romance something like that first.
Just squints. Looking what?
I explain nothing further. I'm gonna go for a run.
okay.
I don't want you to be fair.
Yeah,
Mission accomplished as it goes up into the sky.
We can
And
leave
Vask
that
is like-
conversation for the rest of time.
is that where the phrase "moonstruck" came from?
Oh my god.
That Vasca just went. There is one scholar, this crazy old Yorok I met in the Citadel, who his big theory is that there is life on the moons, but they are likely subterranean to protect against the common strikes from, being closer to the stars. That's why you can see impact craters even from this distance.
There's logic to that.
If there
Being
was,
subterranean does offer some natural defense.
if there were people on the moon, they would also be able to hunt the Fellspawn fairly easily.
That too.
You think people up there having conversations looking down here? Thinking like asking those same sorts of weird questions?
If
I
they
think it is-
are, we're about as alien to them as they are to us.
We should introduce you. Wait, have we talked about, before I bring this up, have we brought up that we've talked to the Hyphenin? Befriended
I think
Adlerite?
we've mentioned them in passing, yes.
You've
Like,
mentioned them, yes.
Yeah, that's easily one of the less, Terabad secrets to learn.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
honestly,
did you know?
that might actually be a good thing, because like the Daenor Horde may be making an alliance with the
Yeah,
Hyphenim,
'cause, I mean-
helps the Hyphenim.
Of all the people
not
that
really
would be on the
effective about-
surface, I bet the dragons would be the ones who would come into contact with them the most because they mine so much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But-
we've been keeping them secret so nobody goes looking for them.
Yeah, well, with these two, we, just
I'm pretty sure you
I mean-
have mentioned them in the past with those two present.
Yeah.
So
the,
that's out in the
Yeah, I
open.
just haven't gotten into specifics.
I don't think
Yeah.
they've asked because there's 100 other things going on.
Yeah.
True. And so Vas could just be like, and just remember how different the visions we saw of life down in Anrun were. And those, what were they? The memory spores that we saw.
Man, I've never even thought about heading down to that place, but that's kind
Apparently,
of that's a lot of cultural things there.
yeah. Apparently,
Things come up.
there is a danger that they were actually chased to the near to the surface to try to escape. Something that's just as bad or even worse than the Fellspawn rising up from even deeper than they were.
Interesting. Things occasionally come up from Anrun into a horde because we are so much deeper than anything else. Oh God. Have I heard of the hyphen MVV?
No, you've never heard a name or anything like that. Most
Oh,
stuff that
yeah.
comes closer to the surface are
It's essentially monsters.
they're monsters that are too crazy to realize that they are essentially running towards their version of hell.
Mhm.
Oh, oh yes. Also, we did find in the nest of the Behir that Vasquil either flip through his book or tell Garm to pull out his. It was like,
Uh.
we found the skull of a denizen down there, and I'm sure one of us took a sketch of the Threek skull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Necrobus again stiffens when you mention the
Well,
Behir.
yeah, it was definitely hunting down there. It seemed because it seemed like it was a past meal.
You've mentioned these hyphenym. What are they?
Imagine them as the Firbolg of the underworld. They are emissaries of Kedron trying to maintain peace and stability down there.
You know those fungal growths I'm trying to cultivate in the dark cupboard back in the Rambler?
Yeah.
Got those from them.
Though they sound like they're glamour creatures, they're actually closer to
Divine.
hands of a right.
There's not
They are
a single
fungal in
legend
nature.
that we've ever been told about that.
I wonder if perhaps
Yep.
I
I've been
could
meaning to check in with Sporsus since then. Sorry, continue.
wonder if perhaps sending my horde to try and communicate with them would be mutually beneficial. I don't know.
I would recommend caution. Fire is not their friend.
They are
No,
almost hysterically afraid of it to the point that they choose options that are detrimental.
they are fungal in nature, and it is
But perhaps
they catch fire very easily.
but perhaps making friends who, yes, produce it, but are also quite adept at taking fire may be useful.
Perhaps
It
we
occurs to me, do you all know this?
know which.
Our scales, they are quite fire resistant. It's why I've lit myself on fire several times.
I figure that has to do with the high mineral content in your scales from your diets.
I thought you were just freaky.
That too.
That does get a bit of a chuckle from them. No, it is actually small amounts of fire, and they like stick a claw into the fire pit and then pull it back out. Certain degrees do not bother us. Of course, being set ablaze for too long can be, but I mean that is true for anything.
You know, I knew an errant about 15, 20 years back, I think. Never did any jobs with him, but apparently he was kind of a madman. I think he might have been from Daner. He was also a black-scaled dragonborn. And barbarian, I think, and his whole thing was he would light himself on fire because I believe it was, quote, nobody can catch you when you're on fire.
The Crow must just give a nod of well, he's not wrong.
His logic tracks.
Yeah, I like tracks. The Chromos lights themselves on fire and goes faster. Reminds me, Vask, have you spoken to Sam again?
Recently, but not since the last time.
All right.
I need to scroll back and see what it.
If you remember, they asked next time you did if you could ask about their black kobold friend.
Oh yeah, because it was. I think it was the last time we played. Sam said,
Yeah.
"Thought you died. Glad you didn't. Found way to unkillable like a different world. Scary place. Answers are scarce. Friends more so. We'll speak more." But haven't heard
Yeah.
anything since then.
Garmin's gonna nudge Midge.
Hmm?
Was there anything else you could learn from the stone?
Nothing I can really comfortably share.
Very well. Though,
Anything you
do
could
you
perhaps
believe there have been any alterations to this particular rock?
As they were, they're very old and very weathered.
Do you think your elder would object to a little light?
I don't suppose they would.
Let us see if this works a second time, then. He's gonna get up and approach the stone.
The Chromos is gonna go with him.
Midge just remains seated by the fire, just staring into it.
Alright.
I'm curious to see how this works.
No guarantee of it. I'll just roll up a sleeve and start glowing with the flare.
Athena's full romance novel outfit.
Shirt torn open slightly, half bare chest.
Hair, curly, dark hair down to his shoulders.
It's blowing.
I
in the
would.
wind.
In this
Ears
case,
are
I would
wind.
say no because he just got back from walking around in the woods.
Yeah, that might be.
You
more
bother
of
him
a-
later in the night, though? Maybe.
That's more of a
Midge is
power
staring
look.
into the fire because she's imagining his rippling ass.
Wow.
She's gotten a crush on him or getting feelings for him. Anyway.
Yeah, he'll just light up the stone.
My hope is that if that woman was Sarkozy and was here for several days, maybe she left some kind of marker that would indicate going-ons that we've missed.
Perhaps.
Let's see what this reveals.
I think with the new wording of sending, I might be able to send a message to her. Oh yeah, a creature described to you by someone who has met it. Would that count from the birds?
I mean, Hildegard met her through them.
It is theoretically possible.
So Vask would say that I could always send a message to her if when I invite her back.
That was quite rude of you to run off on us.
It's quite rude of you to send a flock of birds to stare at me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, does the light reveal anything, Vivi?
You'll see in a moment.
Oh, may.
Sorry, I had to respond to another question. All right. Okay, so you prepare. I'm guessing, was it Starry Wisp that you used the last time?
Flare.
Blair, yeah, that's right. You shoot out a little bit of light into the stone. The memory rune lights up. A deep and powerful blue that gets brighter and brighter
Uh-oh.
and brighter.
Can you... The Chronos pulls out their shield.
Garm,
Mm-hmm.
everything goes silent. Everything goes dark. And suddenly, it's bright as day. The trees are green. All around you, everything moves with this hazy, unfinished quality. The grass is taller. There are more stones all around. The grass is so tall that you can barely see above it. But you're moving through it with a purpose and a knowledge like you've been through moving through it your whole life. You're moving forward and you see something just through the edge of the tall grass, perched up on a rock. A small figure. Dark tan skin, but light hair. Somewhere between blonde and platinum, and graying in some places. You're looking around in every direction but the one you're in. With a growl, you run out. You tackle them. And there's the laughter of children. You realize that this is your friend. You're playing together. You haven't seen them in months. You're enjoying your time. It's the most whole and happy you've felt in a very long time. A wholeness that comes from a world that knows no pain and no hunger. No long evenings weeping in dark cellars, wondering what you did wrong. You chase your friend through the grass as they run through it, occasionally dodging, much taller. And you realize adults dressed in furs, speaking hazy, faraway words. Can't see their faces. Can't even technically see the edges of where they end and the environment around them begins. You run, and you run, and you run. The grass grows shorter. Perhaps you grow taller. It's hard to say. You find yourself moving into that same clearing again. You see your friend. Also taller. Leaner, stronger. You don't run out with the abandonment of children this time. You still surprise them. They run up excited to see you. That excitement isn't matched by you for some reason. Your friend seems to be pulling along at your hand, gesturing for you to follow. But there's something exciting, something amazing they want to show you. You're not sure what or what it could be. And but you sneak with them all the same. You haven't seen them in a long time. Their tribe comes and goes, wandering around the plains and the rivers. Not like yours that remains in this area, living off the bounties of the forest and the sea. At last you arrive at the edge of the not quite so tall grass. The two of you look out beyond it, and you see a meeting between two different tribes. Their elders, their members speaking. One animated, excited, their hair the same lighter shade as your friends. An elder, perhaps, maybe their parent or a sibling, you're not sure. And the others, ones you recognize as your family, your kindred, shake their heads in disbelief. The sky grows dark. For some reason, the world washes away in a flare of firelight. And you turn to look at your friend. They aren't there anymore. You see a wolf walking on legs like a man. They move towards you. There's no snarling, no displays of things, but you are afraid. You're not sure what's happening. Then you see that they're bleeding. There's blood on them, you're not sure. Your senses move beyond into that greater clearing again. And you see two tribes at war. One, your friends, wearing the skin of wolves. There are deaths and losses on both sides. You see someone you know, someone close from your own tribe, see you and what may have been your friend, you're not sure, close together and runs towards you, a weapon drawn. And the wolf jumps in front of you, trying to protect you, and is struck down. And in the process, flailing around, they scratch you. The world just collapses into a swirl of firelight and darkness and colors. You feel yourself running. You feel yourself out of breath. You hear shouts for coming after you. You're not sure if it's concern, fear, or anger. You look down at your own hands. See dark fur beginning to grow through them. You run far until the shadows overtake everything. So that's what you see.
Okay.
Now, let's go down the list, shall we?
Uh-oh.
Oh fuck.
Try to move as quickly as we can through these while still allowing flavor. So next up is...
Then the
Oh, that's
wheel.
fun. All right, let's go with... Do that one again. Necrobos. So you were
Oh,
standing
boy.
closer.
Yeah.
The last thing you remember was... Honestly, it kind of escapes you. Your normally steel trap of a mind is hazy. Think you were standing somewhere with people you knew? You think you were... Well, it didn't feel all that important. Because you recognize where you're standing. And you now recognize who's standing before you. Vast as a mountain.
Oh.
It's the time dragon.
Oh, fuck. Ew. Can I speak?
You can.
It's you.
Yes, it's me.
Where? When am I?
I'm as surprised to see you as you are to me. Not sure what this is about, but I welcome surprises. It's hard to be surprised. As he moves down
Oh,
mountainside of a face regarding you. You've gone and done it, haven't you?
I have.
I could smell it.
I
That
will
little
do it
whiff
again.
that little whiff of rebellion. Good. Let's see it.
Oh, yeah, I guess I will cast Gift of Alacrity.
You make the motions, familiar, practiced.
Does it go off?
It doesn't.
Oh. It has worked before.
Try again.
They will.
Yet again, nothing.
Strange.
Oh.
Could it be this realm?
This is a space of time itself. The magic is not the problem. Oh, I see. Shame.
What?
I expected too much in the moment. You have exceeded what a little potential someone like you could ever have.
What?
Don't feel bad. Significance isn't for everyone.
They grit their teeth. I am tired of being insignificant.
So says the ant to the mountain.
They try again.
It doesn't work.
And again.
Nothing. You can feel yourself growing tired from the strain.
I am not nothing.
No, you're not. You're worth. Can't forget nothing.
Oh,
And that's what you see as things
Fuck!
fade away.
no, you bitch!
All right, who's next on the list?
Uh-oh, we're in danger.
Where are you? Here we are. Oh, this one's fun. Okay. Look forward to this one.
Boy.
Okay. A searchlight just bouncing between us.
Vara.
Hi.
Feeling dissociated is nothing new to you. You feel it every day. Honestly, feeling associated with your environment is, on some days, the greater rarity. For you, it just looks like everything's proceeding as normal. Your friends are standing all around speaking. They're regarding the stone. Garm and Nak are both standing near it, staring just forlornly into the fire. But after a moment, you feel alone. And then you don't.
Oh boy. She'll try to blink into awareness.
There's someone sitting next to you by the fire. Someone that wasn't there before.
She'll look. Does she recognize the person?
They have a face now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of hard to forget
Oh no, is it?
this vibe.
Fuck.
Are you gonna do this every time something weird happens?
Whatever do you mean? This is the first time we've spoken in some time.
Spoken, sure. You're a very strange being. Do you know that?
I've never encountered another thing like me, so I suppose that's the truth of it. But, we try our best. We have many things to inspire us.
Suppose you do. She still... Can she see those fucking tendrils going to the sky again, or is he just... still
They're not up
deluged?
they're not up at the sky. The eyes. He has a face now, but the eyes are shut and the mouth isn't moving. It's as though the face, and you can see crude facsimiles of skull bones sticking out in places where they shouldn't. The tendrils are moving, the eyes at the ends of them regarding you.
She's gonna, like, gesture to his face. He's like, but looking good.
You need not lie to us.
No, I'm actually being serious. It's a pretty good face. For, something that doesn't have bones.
Not yet.
See, that's why I don't like you that much. You keep saying things like that.
That's a shame. We like you quite a bit. The way you fight against your fate so tenaciously. It makes us forget we're in a cage.
Well,
Oh, all the same, you have been of great help to us. And I'm very sorry.
are you, though?
That's all I came to say.
Okay. Thank you, I guess.
Why would you thank us for a tragedy? Wait. The eyes open. Just an endless sea of what you can just vaguely make out are figures, just tiny little faces moving here and there inside of them. I thought we told you already. Before.
What exactly did you forget?
You
to
must
tell
have... No, we know we told you. Oh, at least... Must have not been properly opened up to the message. Or perhaps it was that strange, foggy place you were in.
It was a bit weird.
How does he know we were there?
Well, perhaps this is a blessing in a sense for us, and for you. Though a sorrowful one. It's not my place to bring such intimate tragedy into someone's life. That role, I suppose you'll have to speak to your mother.
Okay.
Assuming you're willing.
Like
Such
right
a...
now?
No. I don't think you can right now. I think you need to wait for whatever this is done with you.
All right.
Still, keep going. I greatly look forward to how your story will end.
There's more awareness in her eyes than she would like to be right now, and she's there. It's very clear that she's thinking, like, why do you care?
We've always cared. We have no reason not to. How can we not care about those we've come to save?
Save from what?
I think you know the answer to that question. You know so much already. You just have to be willing to face it. And he fades. And that's what you see.
Yay! I have a fucking godly stalker. Thanks, Phoebe.
You're welcome.
I didn't
All right,
want it.
so next up,
Holla, who's like always watching, is just gonna ring you up. He's like, "Girl, that guy's a creep."
Yeah, I know.
girl, do you need help?
Dump his ass in the ocean.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, send his ass to Loiga.
Yeah, let Loiga take care of him. That bitch is crazier than anybody.
Vask.
Not so funny now, is it?
I'm not ready. Go ahead.
Roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh.
What?
Oh. Oh.
where should I put my token?
Right here by the fire. God, I've been waiting to use this map for almost 2 years.
Oh, no.
It's so old,
Oh.
Biter is still a horse.
Oh no, a 10. Perfectly average.
As you stand there, you're suddenly alone. You feel something cold slither up your spine and out of it.
Ugh.
Oh no, it's a tingler.
Scream.
Fuck is that?
Who's you? Do I know you?
I don't know you. That's my purpose. I don't know
You hear a strange, garbled reflection. Do I know you?
Hmm.
Let's see how it does.
Oh, I just
Let's
noticed
see
the
here.
birds. I love that.
Oh boy, it's going before you and then some. Got 22.
Jesus.
There's, I won't be able to beat that because my initiative is literally 1. So even if I try to reroll that, even if I crit that, I'm still going after this fucking thing.
All
You
right.
gotta light 'em up if you survive.
All right. Need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is Garm's body within 10 feet?
Nobody is around but you
Yeah.
and this thing. Okay. Oh. Well, that is obviously a failure.
Well, yeah. I have a 0 wisdom.
Hmm.
I have a base of 10. Like, there's a reason he's the one who went up and touched the Mind Stone.
All right, that's not bad.
Well, is this a charm or frightened effect?
No.
Okay. And
That's good
not
to know,
something that
though.
would- Okay.
So
And I
you reach
guess the
out.
ring of mind shielding won't help.
Nope. You reach out, defenses flaring, your tattoos glowing. Its move mirrors your own. It glows with inverse coloration. Its body reaches out, grabs yours from the mirror-like movements. You feel yourself twisting on the inside as this thing is beginning to meld into you.
I don't
All
like
right.
this.
It hurts a lot, but also
Damage.
doesn't feel bad. No damage for now. Now it's
Oh,
your
God.
turn.
I think I know it.
Is there a way for me to, like... Do I have any idea what this thing is? Or is this...
It's make an Arcana check. It's a free action.
19.
19.
I rolled a 12.
It's mirroring your movements and seem to come out of your own shadow. You deduce fairly quickly. This is probably what the gym or something like it wants you to be. This is a version of yourself that lets go.
Hmm.
Oh, what do you do?
Well, I'm going to go with maybe something a little non-conventional in this life in this situation. I'm going to cast Calm Emotions on both of us.
Okay.
So I'm going to fail it on purpose, but they have to do a charisma saving throw. What is my save? 18.
All right. It rolled a 3.
Okay. Oh, here, I'll just take a screenshot of it. I haven't put in the new. I haven't put
It's
in
all
the new
good.
spell.
I know well enough what Calm Emotions does. It's a smart move. It is not removing its very adhesive grasp on your hand. You realize the only emotion this thing was feeling was excitement. But that has numbed out now. And it's just standing there mirroring every little movement you make. All right. That's
I'm trying to think
turn.
what I could do for my bonus action.
Absolutely.
Because I have quicken spell and stuff.
Absolutely.
But the worry is if I attack it, it may copy it. Can I just try to telekinetically shove it using my bonus action to push it away 5 feet?
Sure.
Because I have that from my feet. So
Yeah.
strength save of 18.
Which, let's see. It fails by 1.
And if it pushes me back another 5 feet, that's okay as long as I don't fall in the campfire.
You don't move back. You
Okay.
push it, but then you look and see that arm is still attached to you, and it's going in. The garish grin, the pulsing colors. It does a little hat tip motion with its other remaining hand as a tentacle rips out of the chest cavity. And you start to feel something wriggle within your own self. You're not sure what, but you can feel skin, bones, organs moving. You're not sure what's happening. It doesn't hurt yet. All frankness, you have no idea what this could be. But it's probably nothing good. And that's what you see.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's it? Oh, fuck.
All right, so that leaves Hildegard.
Yeah.
I fucked up, you guys.
You tried the tea. We literally made one.
It's nearing sun close suddenly again. And you're somewhere familiar. A field near your old family home. The harvest will be soon. You can see some of your family's serfs moving hither and thither, preparing for it. You see distant figures moving in and out and around. So you're just standing out in the middle of a field. The wind shifting your hair around. You see with your eyes, your family, talking, speaking, distantly but excitedly. Your brothers and sisters. Then you see walking in the other direction your old friends, speaking, enjoying each other's company. It looks for a moment, though, like there's someone else there with them that you don't recognize.
Can Hildegard would probably move closer to the group to try and get a better look?
You take steps towards them, and it looks like they're moving further away. Begin to run forward. And it seems like the horizon is just mocking you. You sense something behind you.
She would turn around and try and see who this is.
It's familiar. Not who you expect. Actually, wrong one. Go. You're so dreadfully alone, aren't you?
Well, hello? Who are you?
It's the man in red. Looking much the same as how they appeared to Vara.
Oh,
Floating up in the air a little bit.
just a moment of just a moment of disconnect before it's just like, oh, of course, this is the man in the head. You've changed some.
You haven't.
No.
What a lonely place you find yourself in.
Just stares at him for a minute. She tries to form words. Nothing happens, and just. What do you want?
To offer comfort.
He's
Me
quite
too.
strong.
We do know how it feels to be stuck on the outside. Though, I must also confess that we have come to, well, they're right, you know.
What?
Path you're on. The environment shifts, turning from the fields of home to a dark forest. One solitary path forward to a distant blade ahead. Nothing good ends that way.
Even so, I still have to see it. For a creature who professes to give comfort, you certainly do rob it from others frequently.
But on clarity of what you march towards. bring such comfort, then? We can tell you what we know.
No, it wouldn't change anything. And all the same, I'd rather not make deals or owe someone like you.
We are not so different.
She takes just a deep inhale and puffs herself up at that, and just... I don't believe I've committed mass murder in my life. I don't believe I've reduced people's lives to nothing but stepping stones.
No, in that. That is not what we mean. It is true. That sort of fate and that sort of path is beyond you.
Then how, pray tell, are we similar?
Because our destinies were to be lesser. To never have any power of our own. To always rely on what came from others around us. To allow ourselves to be taken advantage of by powers that sought not any comfort and sought only to devour us. That is the path we all march towards. That is the path you march towards eagerly in spite of every warning. That is your choice. And I will mourn you when you are gone.
And I will pity you when you are.
You need not pity us.
I will, because you are a very pitiful creature. I do not mean that with malice, though you deserve it. I mean that with sorrow, because you have lost so much.
And that's why there are so many of us. We carry the weight of our losses, and in that we understand you. There's a smile. You don't have to be alone.
I'm not alone.
You look again and he's gone. No. You are. You've just tricked yourself into believing that anything around you cares. And that's what you see.
Fuck!
All of you wake up with a sudden start.
Is
Back
that one-
around the campfire again.
Oh,
I imagine just that deep sleep where you take this a sudden inhale of breath and it feels like you haven't had
Feels
any
like you're
air in your
drowning.
lungs. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or you were suffocating. That kind of deep sleep where it's almost discomforting.
Oh, absolutely. I'll do it right now. And he just falls to his knees.
are me and Garm near the stone still?
You are right where you all were.
Okay.
We like
Or are we the thing, or are we all like on the ground?
You all just collapsed where you were. Just ragdolled down to the ground.
Good thing I didn't fall into the campfire. All right.
so
Like that
Yes.
one poor bastard in the beginning of Village of the Damned.
The
Who
Krobos,
fell asleep on the grill.
the Krobos scrambles to their feet and like looks around frantically.
Okay, did everyone else have like a bad trip?
Gara kind of flops over onto her back and stares up at the sky. It's like, yeah.
Hildegard has pulled Raug into her lap and is just hugging him tightly.
Necrobus looks at the stone. Is there anything different to it?
It is done. No light emanating out of it.
Midge, how are you doing?
You know, this is a bad decision.
Don't you
But
dare
it's
touch
fair to
that
say-
rock.
What?
Don't you dare touch that rock.
Don't you hit
the
the
rock.
Don't you hit the rewind and play button?
They're going to hit
You
that
are-
rock.
You are safe. Worry not.
Yeah, their arm is pulled back when that's
Getting
said.
ready to telekinetically grab your.
You turn and see, striding into the clearing, carrying a bundle of firewood, is the tall woman from before.
Necrobus hisses and rattles their tail.
Hi.
bitch. No.
I played no part in your visions, worry not. They are a consequence of this place. But I must admit, yours were especially harmful.
Oh,
Violent,
so you were.
vicious
You
things.
saw those?
We see all dreams in our vicinity. First,
Hour?
Yay.
Bast looks down at the ring on his head. It's like, is this thing even working anymore?
Wow. What was that?
to show everyone first and foremost. The person that you see, since only Hildegard's gotten an image before.
Oh.
Damn. She is big.
Damn, she looks awesome.
She's thick.
You see a very statuesque, very tall human woman with silvery gray hair tied in a very intricate braid that glows blue at the edges.
Awesome.
Long fur coat, large pike hook style spear that they're walking along with. The most noteworthy thing at a gaze, their scarred face, both of their eyes, at a glance appear to be very heavily cataracted.
Oh.
Do
Interesting.
we notice any familial resemblance between her and Calder?
Uh,
Look.
if there's any resemblance, it's pretty hard to spot.
Hmm.
What was that?
A side effect of multiple cultures and multiple magics infecting something that should have been left to sleep.
I spoke to a being from another realm of existence. How?
Why do you think dreams are?
They're creations of the subconscious.
If
Not
only.
always.
They are none. Dreams are the nether within your spirit returning to its home. The realms beyond. You all went to places you were meant to go. According to what this thing intended, why I know not. Fortunately, I did not have to step in. It's frightening when I have to do that.
Who are you?
I am the last of the dreamers. Though I suppose if you need a name, you can call me Yuri.
Hello, you.
And if you must know beyond that, I can sense the questions in your eyes. Worry not. You are no kinslayers in my eyes.
You're the other Barrymore.
The face kind of grimaces at that. My blood, yes.
The cousin? No, sister?
Cousin. Distant. Really more half-sister.
She's
Depending
just
on which line you speak of.
She's distant enough that old oaths don't consider it a connection.
I have a higher power commanding me. So, the old dead king is truly gone then, as is the last of my living kin.
What do you know?
Can you not hear them now?
Hear what?
I suppose not. She just strides over to the fire pit and just starts collecting little bits of coal.
Can I flick on detect magic and look this woman over to try and...
You do so, and boy howdy, there's divine magic coming off of her. Lots of divination. You realize immediately this woman is a scion, very clearly.
Oh,
Okay.
just like I was just gonna ask, like Esther.
Yeah, somewhat different though.
Is
Esther's
there-
energy was
flavor.
bright, loud, and practically screamed at you. This one feels hazy and far away.
Interesting.
Different flavor and consistency.
You said you heat a higher power. Can you elaborate on that?
I hear the skein itself, and everything beyond it. Whatever calls to me from there.
Why?
The Barrymores said they had a long association with the dead, but you can see and hear and feel the nether of those who've passed on, haven't you?
They all leave behind echoes, and it is my calling to hear them, sort them out. And you, like the pike hook points, like getting very much within inches of Garm's pin, finally got them to talk. Interesting. Makes you so special.
Like calls to like, I suppose.
That would... Well, you put my mind at ease. I can leave this place now.
Why?
So you're the one who's been marking the waystones?
No, I would never dare. These elders have suffered enough at the hands of my people.
Then where do the curse marks come from?
Curse marks. Why are you here?
We are searching for the being known as the thrice accursed king.
Hildegard will slowly lift up a hand and create a minor illusion of one of the waystones and depict it. It's going to be hazy, but like to the best of her knowledge, like the markings she remembered. We encountered one of these stones before and have been following them. They seem to mark some sort of prophecy.
She steps forward and leans down. Realize the closer she gets, she is probably like 6'7".
Yeah, it's a little bit of like kind of. She doesn't shrink back, but there's the kind of like, oh, shit.
And she is very clearly ripped to high hell underneath the fur coat.
Yeah. Like, this is somebody I don't know, and they're fucking huge.
You're Alpen, she said. Not been that way in some time.
I think we.
I know not of any
think we
thrice
took Rudder.
accursed things, but I do recognize the mark. It was once here. Surprised you didn't see it in your own vision. This is the last resting place of the Monarchairn. And now I know what killed them. Tore each other apart. It's hard to get memories from things that have been dead for a long time. And this one, well. She respectfully lays a hand on the stone. Tribe hasn't dwelled here in nigh on 500 years.
That reminds me. How is Midge doing? I was trying to ask you how Midge handled that when our new friend showed up.
Midge is gone.
Fuck.
Vasco just kind of like look up from where he's like feeling his chest, like prodding at his torso, and you're like, "Wait, where's Midge?" We had a furball with us.
So
Billy
you-
didn't
we
say
date-
that.
She
He
was
didn't say
not
that.
in her. I wouldn't say furball because that she was not in a furball form.
We had another member with us. Do you know where they went?
There was another one of you. They ran off before I could speak.
Where'd she go? What direction?
I think the link is still up.
She seemed distressed. Her vision was particular pain to her.
She is
Where?
connected to the land in certain ways.
She did not feel the pain of her elder, though. Pain was of a different sort. She must know. She ran that way, but fair warning, that way lies sorrow.
That way lies one of our friends alone. They turn and stomp off in that direction.
Yeah, same.
No,
Mhm.
you stay.
Mm,
You came to find this woman. You have the most questions.
I'm gonna roll up
Does-
the link.
onto
Does
my...
mental
Midge's safety
link
not
is up.
matter to me then?
Don't put those words in my mouth, Garm.
Bar's gonna roll up onto her feet and start marching on her own where Midge went. Doesn't say a
Yeah,
fucking
same.
word to anybody.
yeah, Vasco's just gonna follow.
And
Right.
goes.
Before
You should
before
go.
she vanishes into the tree, she's gonna turn and kind of look over her shoulder and go, "Everywhere lies sorrow," and leave it after that.
Alright.
Yeah, Vas just silently departs with her.
Yuri just looks over at Garm and goes, "Go. You've obtained every answer you will from this place. They've moved on. Something about you helped them."
Yeah, you'll go then.
Hildegard will look to them and just, "You're not going to vanish back into the trees, are you?"
No. Going to walk down the road, likely west. Maybe I'll head into Foregone. It's open now. Lots of dead to account for.
You're welcome.
It is open, but it is not without its dangers, and it is very strange.
Don't let her leave. Oh my god, we did do all this to find her.
She wants to leave. I'm not going to fucking keep her there.
I don't think we could stop her if she wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Are you asking the blind woman to stop the 6'7" Viking?
I'm pretty sure she
They
could
might
snap
also be
Garm in
blind.
half.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, she could breathe and Hildegard would fall over.
Alright.
She just gives a warning of things are really weird there, then she's going to follow the group.
You run. The birch grove all around you. In every direction. You're not sure how long it takes. Further you go, you hear a scream.
Oh god.
And as you run, see, highest passive perception, Hildegard, you notice first.
She'd
Some
probably
of
have
the
one
trees were burnt.
Oh.
Sun Eater.
Oh.
Is he summoned by it? By the fucking visions?
Was the scream human?
It sounded like Midge.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're rushing.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna send Laug forward and have him double time it.
Yeah, you know what?
Mhm.
Oh god.
I've never cast a spell before, but I'm going to do it now.
Good one. So,
Good idea.
Aura suddenly just Sonic the Hedgehog's ahead of everybody.
And just Vas just jogging out, just like, that's so unfair.
Bullshit.
Oh, my knees.
Fuck it, I'll turn into a wolf to gain more movement speed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sorry
Oh.
guys, sorry the people who can't do this.
Yeah, Basket Hildegard just hanging in
Yeah,
the back. Just
I'm
like,
gonna
Oh.
cast Jeondarin Stride.
Well,
There you go.
Lug's going at 100 feet a turn because he's dashing or whatever.
Yeah.
Burb is
like,
still
yeah.
in the lead.
But
All
yeah,
right.
she's lagging behind with Vask.
Actually, no, I can match the bird speed now.
All right.
We'll catch up. It's fine. You're ranged casters.
You all arrive in a large clearing. And the story it tells is vast, furious, and heartbreaking.
Oh.
You see a large, quite large, a semblance of bones, rotted away, scorched flesh, that little remains, vibrant violet feathers. And you see, kneeling in front of it, openly weeping, is Midge, glamour dropped.
Midge. Run over.
that's why she was here.
Kneel next to her. Midge, what happened?
She does not respond in the beginning. She is just despondent.
Yeah.
Vara's gonna come up on her other side and just sit down and lean against her side.
Yeah, and the Kribbles will kneel down. No, you know the way she like leaned her head on Necrobos's head when Necrobos was having a bad time? They do that. It's like, oh well, she did this when I was upset, so
Mm-hmm.
Careful of your horns.
I'd say the rest, those who arrived first, Bask and Hildegard arrive about now.
Should Hildegard do a quick glance around and try and figure out what happened?
Sure. Perception to start's fine. If anyone wants to investigate, survival, whatever, to assess the environment and terrain, by all means.
Can I assist Hildegard?
Sure.
Because yeah, Vask
You
going
get
out.
a assist of perception?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not gonna say no.
I mean,
All right.
I have a perception of 5.
All right. So,
I will look, but right now I'm, Midge is getting.
It's just
yeah.
kind of glancing around on the way over to Midge.
I am the emotional support snake and the emotional support college student.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a bad idea for most people to have emotional support college student.
No,
Yeah,
it would very
that's
rapidly turn into trauma dumping.
The only
Most
thing
people
I
call
could
those giants.
do to look around is do an Arcana check, but I don't know how much I would get from that, so I'll just...
Is there a gesture amongst the Draken that is like a soothing gesture?
Mourning isn't a very common thing with your people. You're kind of taught to just move
Yeah.
on.
But if there's there's hordes of multiple mothers, what if
Mhm.
one dies?
Oh boy. If that happens, well, it's a pretty unpleasant affair. Usually there's long periods of mourning and melancholy. It's not a lot of gesturing so much as just a lot of people just give up on life in that moment.
Oh,
Lemmings moment.
Some of them.
okay.
Or I should
That's
clarify,
what-
the Disney Lemmings moment. Just- I can-
they'll just keep that doing what they were doing.
So the 23 perception, looking around, it's not hard to see there was a fight here. The Sun Eater has already been slain. Someone got to it before you did. What you could tell, it was a pitched battle. There are trees that have been clear cut down with diagonal cuts indicating a blade. The
Did
body
Cabral
is...
use a blade?
No, he fought with his fists.
He's a fucking pugilist.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah, that's
around,
right. Remember how pissed off Jedi got?
this looks like it happened probably during the summer. This body's been here a while.
I'm sorry, Mitch.
Hmm. Our last divination things made it sound like it hadn't been found yet.
It's
It just
close
told
at
what
hand, but
direction.
as far away as possible, is what the divination
Oh.
has said.
Ah,
Mitch. You know, you're not well. But, a being such as this doesn't just die, right? There may be some essence of it remaining. Perhaps you could capture it?
Everybody else in the party who was there would know. Glamour lords don't stay dead unless you kill them in their realm.
Well, it's true, but they were lost out of their realm, so I don't know how that would work.
We don't know.
the furbolgs were worried about it, and they know this shit a lot better than we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a way you could capture it?
Midge, when we faced the bone monger, we had it killed in its domain. Do you think the Sun Air was sent back to the Glamourlands?
Mitch just kind of sits up a little, eyes just staring ahead. Vague, short, middle distance. No light in them at all.
Mitch, is it possible? Can you catch things that are not physical?
Guys, I think you should give her a moment. Just trying to fix the problem is understandable, but may not be what somebody needs at this exact moment. I know
trying
what
to
you're
help.
trying. I know what you're trying to do. People don't always want something fixed. Sometimes they just want comfort.
I will be useful.
And after saying that, Hildegard's just gonna carefully walk over behind her.
Did you hear
Just
the
like,
last thing that Necrobo said?
yes, she will be useful. She didn't comment on it. Hildegard's going to move over and just very carefully just place a hand on Midge's shoulder, just very lightly.
Your hand she shrugs off brusquely.
She's not going to do anything else then.
Could I Arcana? I want to see if what I said has any, like, if there's any actual weight to it.
Now that I'm aware, I can aid you with that if you would like.
If
Yes.
you wish.
All right, Vivi.
Sure.
She's allowing me to touch her, right, Midges?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, you and I
It looks
were.
like she's starting to become a bit more aware of her surroundings again. Double 21s.
Wow.
All right.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh, and you know what? Now is the time to use
Blackjack.
it. I'm gonna flash of genius and make that a 26.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll make a difference, but like, fuck, man.
What's the Corvus doing?
Trying to figure out if there is any of if there could be any of the Sun Eater's essence left here that could be like restored or caught or stored safely or something.
Gotcha.
It was a glamour lord. So
What you can gather from looking over it is cold, rotten flesh and bone. There is no light left in this thing.
oh. Hey, I don't know. Phoebe,
Mm-hmm.
did you see the thing I put in my chat?
Yeah, I saw.
How do you feel about that?
Eh,
I don't think they'll do anything, but like they're desperate.
I don't know if that would work
Yeah,
out too well trying a new spell right now with everything going on, but it's something that can easily pop in your mind as something that you want to try and figure out. Just that in that frustration of feeling useless.
Yeah. It's one of the spells they had been tinkering together, and they're like, could this maybe revitalize anything here that could be saved?
Midge rises very slowly to her full height. Takes a big, long, deep breath. That's that then.
I have something I could try, maybe.
Wait, what
Mitch.
did Mitch just say?
That's that then.
Oh, I thought she said that's not them. I'm like, what?
What
Midge.
other golden ass bear? Sorry.
You are more familiar with these magics than I.
Stop. Please.
They actually do shrink a bit from that after that.
For once, let's just... Very clearly dry swallows. That's that then. I'm sorry.
are you sorry? You have done nothing wrong, Mitch.
She tries to hit you.
Oh,
It does nothing. It just clangs off of your armor. Just see her shake for a moment, clutching at a very clearly throbbing, sprained hand. Screams, turns invisible, and storms off.
off.
Leaving you all alone with the thing that she enlisted all of your help to try and find.
Mm-hmm.
You should go find her.
Vara's gonna stand up, brush herself off, and go, leave her alone. If she wanted company right now, she would have stayed.
Go back to camp.
In the mental link, since he has not turned back.
We should. I don't know.
Just lays down.
Let's go back and get some sleep. Things will be less painful in the morning.
She needs to grieve.
Oh.
You should come back with us, Necrobos.
I do not want to.
Are you gonna try that thing you mentioned?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe not right now.
Necrobos, not every problem can be fixed right away. Some can't be fixed. Please just come back to camp.
Oh. I need to do something.
No. You don't have to.
We are doing
Do.
something. We are doing something. We're letting a friend grieve. We are not being pushy, and we are not inserting ourselves where it's not wanted.
Using his mouth, he's just gonna lightly tug on Necrobos's leg.
They, you know,
Necrobos might
they
be
pull
big,
their
but that's
leg.
still a big dog.
They pull their leg out of your mouth.
Krobus, please.
I am a grown dragon. No, wait, no, they won't say. I'm a grown dragon. I am grown. I can make my own decisions. Nothing
If
else
those
matters
Yes, you
here.
decisions
can,
hurt our
and
friend,
your
What?
was it, Ben?
and if your decision hurts our friend more,
Then he'll have been
That's
right.
that's what I'm trying to say, Necros. And we're your friends trying to tell you that now is not the time.
The longer I wait, the less chance it has of working.
it's been months. There is no chance.
One night will not make a significant difference.
I. You said that the feathers were all over here, right?
Yeah, they're scattered here and there.
What's the brightest one?
I'll say there's one of the bigger pinion quills left.
I will very gently pick it up.
None of the head crest quills.
No,
They
those are
get-
gone.
Okay.
Those will be prime trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that survival I rolled earlier. I like to put it towards recognizing any wounds. I know it's
Alright.
long rotted, but maybe there certain like if there's cracked bones or whatever.
Make another
And-
check.
And can I do an
Okay, then.
Arcana check to examine the magical damage that's around here? See if anything that would be out of place from the Senator's
Sure.
radiance.
Alright. Sure, you can make that check. So, yeah, it is too rotted to draw anything inclusive, except for one key detail. It was beheaded, but the head was left.
Hmm.
Why would
Yeah,
someone
Vasquez-
do that if they were trying to cash in the bounty?
They weren't.
Ask is curious about the way some of the trees were cut, just sliced through.
Yeah, looking around, most of the trees have been burned in this immediate vicinity to coal. One solid impact, some of them would crumble down into just a black cloud. The places where you can see the cuts, they are smooth. And were clearly from a very big weapon.
Hmm.
Large, powerful cleaving weapon.
Could be a judge.
That would be my guess.
Whatever blade could cut down those
Or-
trees may have been the same thing that took its head off.
And the
They would
right do
not
not.
care for the bounty.
They also would not care for the head as a trophy. But they may take the feathers.
Reich, then.
Necrobus does cradle the feather that they picked up.
The previous times we've seen the Sun Eaters attack, or fighting Fellspawn and the craters it leaves behind, there
Mhm.
was a lot of growth, but everything's been burned away.
Yep, that growth is not present here.
Everywhere it fought, it left new life in its wake. But not here.
It was something cursed.
Or killing it changes.
Or just killing it, it just detonated in such a extreme blast of power.
Yeah, you don't see any other bodies laying around, so
Does it seem like it's like the burned area? It seems like it was the epicenter of a fireball.
Yeah, it is a pretty clear epicenter.
Yeah, I
Right at
think
the
when
Sun
it
Eater's
died,
prone
it
body.
detonated.
Can we tell if like any other body would have been turned to ash, or
I would say with the
There's-
checks that have been rolled looking at the area, you would have noticed that there is nothing like that there.
one survived.
the lack of any bodies or evidence makes me agree that it's Reich. Someone did fall; they could rise them up or take the body with them.
Let's go.
Or if it was if it was a sole judge, they fell down and then just picked themselves back up after they reassembled.
Let's return to camp.
Oh,
All right. You guys make the trek back. It's a surprisingly long walk. You're not sure exactly how far you went or what kind of distance you covered. When you return, the others having gone ahead, Yuri Barrymore is gone. But tacked onto the Rambler is a note.
I'll look at it.
Reads, "Farewell, kinslayers. Mark well your oaths. Keep well to your paths. Honor the dead. And more so honor the living."
Garm's just gonna flop onto the ground, let a big, disappointed huff.
Did the crows follow us back? Or are they just
They're just all kind of gathered around.
Necrobus goes up to the stone.
Don't hurt it.
God damn it.
Thanks for that. All right.
Let's reach
I just
out
like to
and,
think it's one of the two birds just ever since
Oh.
Foregone Deal just randomly quacking.
Always, of course. Hildegard's
Uh.
not giving them the satisfaction of reaction anymore.
well, fuck.
Yay, failure.
Day winds on. The sun begins to shut. Does anyone do anything before the night
this
comes?
I thought it had already
already
shut
like-
because I had to use the lantern.
Yeah.
No, you guys, it took a better part of a day to walk there and back.
Oh.
It was a long, it was
Oh,
a
okay.
long trip.
Yeah, you
I
guys,
didn't know.
the dream stuff, because a lot of questions came. That's my bad for not mentioning. But you guys woke up and it was morning.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
That's my bad for not mentioning that. So
Well,
it's a whole sun close later.
Oh,
Oh.
then at some point in the shade, Vask will try to summon Carcol just to make sure he didn't get incinerated when the sun opened.
Oh no.
Oh, he was all right. He was inside of the Rambler.
Okay. But I can do the familiar summon and dismiss thing, right, with him? Or is
You can,
he
yes.
a special case?
You can summon and dismiss him.
Okay,
All right.
because it's going into town. It's going to be he's going to have to be a pocket pet for a while.
Yeah, there's definitely places you know better than to leave him wandering around unsupervised. He's a child.
Like when Hernan comes to visit.
Yeah, that's a big one. Y'all know how he feels about children.
Oh, wow. Ow.
So,
No, it's okay. Maybe
I was gonna ask, are we gonna stay by this stone or like move?
Up
Since
to
it
you
may
guys.
start shooting off bullshit at us.
Well, since we lost a day, do we want to try to get it like an hour before the sun closes?
Maybe not now. Or just like move, just like I don't know, out of its radius, but not so far that Midge can't find us.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would not be inclined to go anywhere.
Oh, the mental
lest,
link is gone then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want to stay in one place until she finds her way back, if she does.
Yeah, but I want to stay with fucking around this stone if he keeps doing this bullshit.
As long as we don't
She did say
activate
it
it,
was-
I think it's fine.
I mean, I
She
think
did say
the lady did say that we were safe after it did its thing once.
Yeah, we'll just chalk that up to
Provided
Hildegard
no
being
one attacks
paranoid.
the stone in the meanwhile.
It
But I'm
expended
just-
whatever lingering charge it had in its batteries.
I suppose we could like move to a different part of like the clearing or something.
You guys think it's fine, we'll stay, but I'm just gonna say Hildegard's giving it fucking shifty eyes.
Mm-hmm.
rightfully so.
But if anybody's paying attention to Var at all, she's taking off all of her disguise stuff and has dropped her disguise self spell. She looks like she did when you first met her. And she's gonna like take a few steps away from all of you, like she's looking up at the sky and thinking. And then she takes another step and vanishes.
Oh,
Everybody's disappearing.
Do we recognize
boy.
that as a teleport?
Yeah, you would.
Since it was the new day and we were running and we were walking back, too late to say the link was back up because
you would.
we're dropping party members like flies.
It's fine. I'll be back.
I'm gonna fuck off to the time dimension now. Later.
Fuck off.
Later,
As Vara
nerds.
walks off, like, "Hey guys, BRB."
Biter
Just
runs
disappears.
down. It's like, get in, loser. We're going monster hunting.
It's dead. Well, that's just gonna make it difficult now, won't it?
All right. So,
That's just thinking to himself. Yeah, I was gonna ask her for help with something.
yeah, Vara's gone, and while you guys are left to contemplate things,
Hildegard's mostly gonna just start like going on watch.
Uh-oh.
you
Yeah.
return to the place where your troubles began.
Oh boy.
Where exactly do you return to?
Let's see. It would be a special room that only my mother and I would know about. The one she put me in and cast silence on me.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just wanted to make sure that's appropriate. So your little, that old Victorian trend of basically locking your child in one room for several years with a wet nurse?
Yeah.
The nobility liked to do because it was fashionable and left them with pretty much nothing to do but eat lead paint chips and other poisonous things.
That me! Only I was silenced the entire time.
Yeah, so no one could hear you scream or cry or protest in any capacity.
Or say things about the future that nobody wanted to hear.
Mhm. So you are back in that room. It's been left mostly how you remember it. Little scratches in the walls that you made are still there. The furniture's been completely cleared out and covered. There's just a faint pall of dust hanging in the air all around you that's displaced by your arrival. You are in your family manor in Begnia. What do you do?
Believe it or not, I did have a plan for this. Just in case I ever
Uh-huh.
had to do it. So the way that the house is laid out, there would be like a bell that I could ring to get somebody to actually pay attention to me.
Yes, there are spells to summon the help.
So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to ring the bell that would very specifically connect to my dad's study.
Okay. You ring. And ring.
Oh no.
Eventually, you hear footsteps coming towards the door. Familiar ones you've heard much of your life up to this point. Severity to them. The old door creaks open. Heavy lines under her eyes, looking like she hasn't slept in a long time. Familiar look to yourself. You kind of see where you get some of it from. Hair out of place, much darker than your own. Is your mother. She sees you, blinks. Like she's not 100% sure if she's seeing things or not.
She kind of falls back on the behavior that she had when she lived here and straightens up the entire way and meets her gaze and goes, "Well, I'm home."
Her eyes narrow and you can just see the faintest little bits of tears forming in them. So you are.
Somebody told me that I should have a talk with you. And I suppose that is true.
Oh, can't wait to hear who it was this time.
You wouldn't
Ah.
believe me.
Your friends, your kidnappers,
No.
who we sent to bring you back? Father?
No, you definitely would not believe me. Even if I did tell you the truth. But I
You
am
come
here
to,
to
have you come to gloat?
No. I'm here to speak with you, as I would speak with my mother. I don't think I've done
No.
anything that warrants gloating in the first place.
This is what it took for you to find a spine.
Took me a while.
Amazing. Well, much as I hate to say, I'm short on time. Much to do, much to run, much to get in order. So let's make this quick, Farah. Say what you have to say.
Okay. I'm sure you won't believe me. I did not do this to hurt you. I did not do this to hurt my father. I did not do this to hurt any of you. I did it because you know as well as I that if those wretched mongrels got hold of what I can do and used it for themselves, that this entire valley would burn. I saw it when I was 5, and I told you, and you didn't believe me. I still see it. It's the same vision forever. If I stayed here, if I came back, all that would happen is fire. I can't be here. I know you want me to be here to take over any of the duties that you've trained me for. But you know that I can't, even if you deny it for yourself. I'm doing this because I love you.
There's just a long, ragged, weary sigh. There's fire everywhere, Vara. Some of us are actually trying to put them out. Sometimes you can't fight a fire alone. Because sometimes those fires claim things that you can't get back. So congratulations. Your freedom was worth it. My child is a wanted criminal who assaulted a judge. And your father was secretly speaking with you. There was a fire in the valley, and there still is. There always will be. Because of you, your father was part of the kindling. Did you see that?
Believe it or not, yes, I did.
Well, then tell me where the next fire starts so I can actually be the one to do something about it. You turn and start walking out. Maybe you could actually help someone besides yourself.
Oh fuck!
Still don't understand what that means.
Tell your mother.
Get out before I call the guards. Leave.
Tell your mother.
I'll leave. But I want you think long and hard about just what Father would think of you now. And she's going to gather every single bit of power that she has to cast teleport one more time.
Okay.
Do I have to roll for something, or do I just like delete some?
Let me get a D100 roll out of you.
Okay, this ought to be interesting.
Oh boy. Okay.
RuneQuest rules. Low is good, right?
You never know what these freaking.
Yeah.
You feel every bit of magic drain out of you. And you emerge to a familiar sky. You're a little too close to it. You're a little off course. You are probably about 200 feet up in the air, and you are falling fast.
Do we see her just pop out in the air?
Yeah, my where
With a
am
bird?
I? I'm
Make a
200 feet in the
perception
air,
check.
so
You're falling.
that'll be interesting.
Oh,
Hey, there's a
off,
12. I
roll
was wondering I was hoping we'd get one tonight.
but
That's funny, actually.
can I make a perception check? The Krobos was up and like hadn't settled down anywhere.
I don't even know if I'm a part
Yeah.
of you guys.
'Cause
Yeah,
that
there's
didn't
no
take
point in
very
trying to
long.
roll. The distance is too great.
Oh,
Yeah, hopefully Biter or a big bird can catch her.
Stiff
Oh,
door
wait.
butter.
Do you have enough time to chug your potion of flight
Yeah, do I?
You would.
without spilling it in free fall?
Yeah, I'll level myself out and then grab my flight potion and drink that as I'm falling.
A free fall keg stand.
Yep, it takes a scramble. It nearly slips out of your hands, but you manage to drink it and halt yourself way too close to the ground.
Well, that was interesting. And she's gonna think to herself, well, I got useful information, and she'll stop sending fucking bounty hunters after me. She is upset about her dad, but she's trying to compartmentalize right now.
Mhm.
God, she almost goldfished.
Yeah, like, do we just suddenly notice, like, about a good 10 feet off the ground, her terminal velocity stops or something?
She was a little too far away, but as you were falling with that 12, you did just barely make out the clearing with that stone. It takes about an hour, but you are able to return to it.
Fly back.
So she was like half a mile away or something.
Mm-hmm.
She suddenly whumps down in the middle of the clearing.
Welcome back.
She brushes herself off and goes, well, good news is we're probably not going to get any more bounty hunters after me from my mother. Worse news. Congratulations. We're all wanted criminals.
Just kind of trade glances like, what, we always?
I kind of assumed that was the case, but good to have confirmation.
I'm going to go sit in the cabin. You can tell that she's upset about something else.
Mhm.
what?
She
No,
she
that
kind of
pushing.
just goes into the wagon without a word after that.
DM.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Vara was gone and group was kind of. I assume everyone's just kind of like in their own head thinking about what just happened and the visions.
Mm-hmm.
Which Vask is. He's going to just kind of sitting apart from everyone, trying to see if the glove has made any more progress. And
All right.
also see if he can sense or feel anything wriggling around inside.
Make a Constitution check.
Okay. Come on.
All right.
Well, can I try this
Sure. Reroll.
ability check?
I'll allow it.
So spend a sorcery point. Try again. Come on.
Hey,
12.
gotta
Well,
reward that. All right.
I rolled
You.
a 2, so the only thing I can do worse is roll 1.
True enough. You flex at the glove and the gem, remembering what it tried to do to you earlier yesterday. Then you remember that strange dream of that bizarre, twisted mirror reflection of yourself. Feel something. Something there, but you're not sure what. Something's been affected by the gem and everything else. And then it clicks for you. You've had something else sitting inside of you for a little bit now that you volunteered to take. Those hyphenem spores.
oh,
We were just talking about them.
Mm.
Oh no! And we pissed off the hyphenem villain.
I was thinking
Oh.
about like your demon nonsense is fucking with the spores in weird ways.
yeah, I was thinking the spores are being like fine to fulfill.
Yeah, does it feel like whatever mushroom is sprouting in my brain has blossoms?
That's possible. In fact, oh
Why
boy.
do to grow a mushroom cap?
I gotta pull up the thing to show that suddenly happens to you.
Oh, come
fuck.
on!
Imagine if Vask sprouts a mushroom cap at the top of his head, and you take a slice out of that cap and eat it. You will be tripping for days.
You'll
Welcome
be
to the
seeing many colors.
Welcome to the psycho shroom, fucker.
And what is?
Where is
I'm
it?
scared.
It's further up.
But I mean, who else would take the weird mushroom trip?
After today, probably most of us, honestly. So you know what? It can't be much worse.
Oh, so out of character thing, Necrobos.
Yeah.
You know how the hyphenaeum were making new soldiers out of bodies? Imagine if they made a deal with your plant, your horde, for like the people for the dead. They would have dragon blooded hyphenaeum to fight back against the Krull. They would have fire blooded.
Yeah.
The mushrooms breathe fire
Although
now.
I could also see it turning out to be that the black dragons are immune to the spores because
Yeah,
they have
it
fire
burns
in
it
their
away.
blood.
Yeah,
Okay,
that would
that's-
be a very real thing.
Like they point out in
What?
Last of Us, the reason why we don't get cordyceps infections is because the human body temperature is too hot. But anyways. Oh. What?
Uh-oh.
As Bask is standing there regarding everything, you suddenly lurch forward. Your head is pounding, your tattoos are pulsing. You cannot help but contain a cry of very intense pain. And you all turn to see tendrils erupt out of where his ribcage was.
What?
Hmm.
What?
What the fuck?
And that's what we're
I'd
going to
say
call
I'm
it for the
still
night.
leaving.
Jesus. Okay.